I'm at my parents' house right now in Mansfield, Connecticut, which is where I'm originally from, and I'm about to give a talk at the college my mom went to about like self-branding and kids getting out of their comfort zone and being fearless. And so we're here right now, and then we're gonna go to the school, and I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Most memorable moment I ever had is when I got Disney to say yes to the show that I pitched them after like a year of waiting, and I went into this like super deep depression because I thought like they had said no, then they said yes. That was like the biggest moment. So I think my message resonated with kids who had been following me since the beginning, and this new group of kids that have started following me once I got that Disney show. I think because especially the people who have been following me from the beginning, like the girls who are emailing me and telling me that I inspire them or help them with their eating disorder or whatever. Stuff that like I don't share that stuff on the internet with those a lot of those kids tell me. But I think it gave so much legitimacy to my company once this major brand was like, we want to hire you for this. Because you can say all this stuff, you can travel the world and you could do this stuff, and I don't even have 1 million Instagram followers. So it's like, people are like, oh, like what are you doing? And I think when I can be like, I pitched that show and it took a year to come through, but like I got that show. I think that now the message is so much deeper because I'm proving it. Because it's not like you get school talks and stuff. And like realistically, I guess anybody could do that, right? But once you get a show, that hopefully would turn into a TV show, it just becomes something like on a totally different level that people really believe in you. Most people who I talk to, or I don't actually know them. I have so many kids who email me or reach out to me, even parents, and I know I'm making an impact because I think there's something so different when you're following somebody on the internet who you can email and don't even know and be like, I know you have anxiety and depression, and like, I went to school and was bullied too, and I read this, or I watched this that you did, or I saw what you've done, or what show you got, and it made me realize that I could do that too. And I think those are the emails, and I've started, especially with the Disney show, to get so many more of them. And that's when I was like, finally, like something, I'm not crazy anymore, right? I'm not like this 20-year-old chick going around the world showing people you can do whatever you want. You don't have to have any money or connections to do it. Now it's like, people actually are catching on to that. And I think that's really cool. Well, I would actually be specifically a wrongful convictions lawyer because my dad was obviously wrongfully convicted, so it's a topic that's really close to my heart, and I think it's really powerful that you can work on a case and get somebody freed out of prison. I mean, that's fascinating to me, and people don't realize how often people are wrongfully convicted. So I also just think lawyers are like so dope. Like I used to do the debate team when I was in middle school. And I obviously, I don't know if you can tell, have a very like aggressive, forward personality, so I think I could put that into some great lawyering. Can you be lawyering? I am pretty lucky to have had the chance to travel to so many different places. I've gone to London multiple times, Paris, Istanbul, Turkey, Thailand, a lot of totally really cool places in America. I've gone to Canada, obviously, Stockholm, south of France. South of France was really cool. I am my job, right? I am this career. Like everything that I say, I live by. So everything that I do, whether it's in the gym or out of the gym, or whether it's like when I'm hanging out with my friends, whatever, it all crosses over. So I try and stay really authentic to that because I think that's really important to like live by that stuff. And I want like my friends and everyone that I meet or whatever I do, even like with my parents, even though they annoy me all of the time, I want them to see that too. Okay, it's 6:10 and the talk's at 7. I was supposed to be there an hour early, but I'm always late. So we're gonna head over there now and get ready for it. It's from 7 to 8, so I'm pretty pumped about it. It's getting dark outside here, which is kind of nice because in LA it's sunny all the time, which makes me realize why I love the East Coast so much, but we'll take you along to the school. Back in 2011, I started a blog called A Life in the Fashion Lane that was originally a fashion blog. And over the past 6 years, I'm 20 now, have built it into this full-time platform, like blog that I have that's based on social media, mental health, kind of running your own business, being your own boss. And I also have a show on Radio Disney that premiered on September 7th. But growing up, I was always bullied. I just didn't have a lot of friends. I was super insecure. I went to E.O. Smith for 2 years, and then I transferred my junior year to online school, simply because everyone had always told me that I was really never going to be successful, and that I was not good at school. I just was failing out. So the day that I transferred to online school, I got a phone call from Rachel Ray, and they had found my blog and wanted me to go on the show. So that next week, I went down to New York and went on Rachel Ray, and then I did that about 2 different times, and then started getting reached out to by other TV shows like The Today Show and CNN and NBC to go on and talk about basically teen bullying. And growing up, I had an eating disorder and all those things that young people deal with. So then I spoke at a conference on social media and mental health, and in New York when I was 18. And I walked away and was like, why are kids not being taught about bullying and cutting and sexting and all that stuff? So then that's how this journey really started, I say there. And then that's when I turned the website to be more about mental health and body image. And then I pitched this show to Disney back last October when I moved to LA. And they started the show. So it's basically, it premieres on Radio Disney every Friday. It's called Fearless Every Day. And it's my own show that will hopefully lead to the Disney Channel by 6 months. That's basically following kids, talking to kids and whatnot who are really out in the community doing something really cool. The first step with being an entrepreneur is really, in my opinion, thinking outside of the box, right? Because in life, you're kind of given so many different obstacles and things you have to overcome, and you have 2 paths you can take. So you can take one path that's obviously a negative path, and you can get really frustrated when things go wrong, or you can go down the other path, kind of like what I did, and really channel everything that I have dealt with over my period of my life into a really new, cool, unique idea, which is running a company. So I would say the number one thing, regardless of what age you are or what you guys are studying in school, is really evaluating your priorities. Happiness, as silly as this sounds, gets overlooked so often when it comes to, I think, when you're in school or when you're starting to come up with different ideas and whatnot. So if you can find some type of activity or any sport or extracurricular activity, I don't know, that kind of makes you happy and gives you, even if you're not getting paid to do it. At the beginning, I was running my blog and I wasn't making any money for years. I had no expectations to make any money or work with cool different brands and stuff. And I think that's why sometimes it's successful, is because I didn't really have any expectations. So if you can go into it with no expectations, that's the best. I did not go to college, but I really think all young people should. I just think from what I know about college that it really opens so many doors and so many connections. And it also, I think, helps you learn a lot about yourself. I moved out when I was 17, which is something that a lot of kids don't do. I was a total starving artist for many years. But sometimes I do think about what would my life had been like if I had gone to college, because I would have had that existing community of connections. So the second one says what resources do you have or need, or that's in your community, because a lot of times, even if you want to work in fashion like I initially did, or regardless of what you want to do, you might have a local store in your hometown, or there's so many stores between Hartford and here that you might be able to get an internship at, or just really thinking outside the box.